Okay, trig identities and how to make them easy. Sometimes when you do trig identities, it seems like there's a million different things you can do. There's actually only about 5 things you're ever going to do. So, first of all, you need to have a list of things that you can substitute, and that would start with probably the most important, is you've got your Pythagorean identities. All derived from the Pythagorean theorem. Sine squared x plus cosine squared x is equal to 1. 1 plus cotangent squared x is equal to cosecant squared x. And 1 plus tangent squared x is equal to secant squared x. Okay? You also need to be aware of your reciprocals. For instance, sine of x is equal to 1 over cosecant of x. Cosine of x is equal to 1 over secant x. I remember this because it's chicken salad. C for chicken, S for salad. C for chicken, S for salad. Okay, anyway, then the tangent of x is equal to 1 over cotangent of x. Now, this is all fine and dandy. I think what's really important when you do the trig identities is that you know that if you take something like sine of x times the cosecant of x, it's equal to 1. They're reciprocals of one another. Okay? I think another thing that's important to know is that you have, if you have like 1 over sine x, you can change that into cosecant x. It can just flip up like that. That's what's really kind of important about using these reciprocal identities. Okay, so what else do you need to know? Now, the next thing you need to know beyond these things, I believe, are your techniques. I'm just going to call them your techniques. And we're going to use this. You might want to have this written down. And as you do problems, this is your checklist of have I tried this, have I tried this, have I tried this. Most people understand the Pythagorean identities and the reciprocals. They just don't know what the first step they should take is. Let me turn the light on. I just turned it off. Okay, let me turn it back on. Boy, it's dark. Okay, well, hopefully you can follow along. All right, first technique. You can substitute sine x and cosine x. Number 2, you don't necessarily do them in this order, it's just a list of possibilities. You can substitute the Pythagorean identities. Okay, the things we talked about earlier. Number 3, you can use conjugates. What is a conjugate? A plus B and A minus B. They're the same thing, but the second term has a plus or a minus. They switch signs. Number 4, you might have to factor some things. This includes GCF, difference of squares, etc. People don't have problems with the trigonometry when it comes to trig identities. They have problems with all the algebra 1 stuff that you run into. Okay? Or elementary school stuff. Oftentimes you have to find a common denominator. Okay, so I'm going to rip this sheet off because all this stuff, I'm going to give you a moment to copy this down. But all this stuff here is going to be used when we do the worksheet. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop this video so you can rewind it. This is all the tools. I'll say the trig identity tools or I'll call this the Trig Identities Part 1, and then the second one we'll go through some actual problems, and I'll go through these different techniques.